Hi everybody. The video I'm going to do right now is about karma. And, again, I believe what I believe for a lot of really personal reasons. And I just want to share these thoughts because they're not things that I typically hear people saying. In fact, a lot of the things I believe are just, maybe there are people out there who think like me, but I haven't met them, or I think I met one. But even that person didn't express things the way I see them at this point in my life. So I just wanted to share the idea of karma in maybe a new way to you. Before I get started though, don't forget to like, subscribe, and if you want to hit that little notification bell, perhaps you'll then get a notification when I upload yet another video. So, karma. You oftentimes hear about good karma or bad karma. And I actually used to think of it that way too. You know, what you reap, you sow is the same thing as karma. It's actually talked about in most religions, but maybe not using the word karma, explaining it in another way. And in fact, the whole idea of heaven and hell, which I brought up in another video before, when you think about that, that's kind of like payback karma. If you're bad, you go to hell. If you're good, you go to heaven. And a lot of religions believe something like that. So it's looked at as a, like, yay, you did good, or you did bad. It's like a discipline kind of a thing, or a punishment. So there's good karma is supposedly going to happen. When you do good things, then you get something back in return. So the idea is that if you do good things, then bad things won't happen to you, or, you'll get your paybacks and all that. And sometimes you'll hear people say, I don't know why these things keep happening to me, because I try really hard to be a good person. I try to do the right thing, and still bad things happen to me. And somehow they feel as if they've been let down by, the universe or God or whatever it is they believe in. And then there's people who believe in bad karma. They don't usually believe it for themselves, unless it's in jest, They might say, oh boy, I shouldn't have done that, now I've got bad karma, But they do believe it for other people. Well, of course that happened to her. I mean, so she's so nasty all the time, she's going to have bad karma. What would be the purpose of that? Like, think about that for a second. What is the purpose of good or bad karma in our lives? We do something bad comes back to us. Okay, then what? So what? I mean, is it supposed to be like, when you're training your dog to do different tricks and you tell him to sit, when he sits, you give him a little morsel? Is that it? Because if it's about learning, if we do something bad and we learn from it, isn't that good? If we do something bad, and then something bad happens to us, and we learn from that, how is it bad? I don't think there is any such thing as bad karma. I think all karma is good karma. Because if you do something right, if you do the right thing, you know you did the right thing. Like, it makes you feel good. And maybe there's a lesson there that you don't need to learn anymore because you've already learned it. You've already found out. The things that come back to us, things you've done in your life. And let's say, I don't know. let's say in some previous life, I was some Japanese guy who owned a geisha house on a hill. And when people would come to go to the geisha house, men, of course, generally coming to the geisha house, I would welcome them, and here, I'll take your horse, and take them into the barn or wherever, and then go through their saddlebags to see if I could take anything that would be good for me, money or some other thing. And they'd go, bye, see ya. So I made a little extra on the side by taking from somebody else. In my life, would I see karma come and say, hey, listen, you know that wasn't the right thing to do? Because this is another time when a person might justify, well, you know, he's got so much and I have to work so hard for mine, so I'll just take a little, you know. Won't hurt him. And then later on in my life, maybe my geisha house burns down. Assuming this is maybe a few hundred years ago. There's no insurance. I lose everything. I lose my whole geisha house. I lose my way of making money legally and on the side. And that man might say, well, why would this happen? I was so careful. Never recognizing that he did that to himself. It was karma. If he doesn't realize it, he might think he's a victim. And he might think, I didn't deserve this. But if he's traveled along a few other paths in his karmic life, he might go, you know what? I kind of deserve that because I took from so many other people. And now the universe has taken from me. And it's horrible. My life feels like right now it's ruined. But maybe next time I'll do it better. Good karma. It taught him something. Karma isn't there to punish us. Karma isn't there to pat us on the back. Karma is there for the simple, wonderful gift of teaching soul how to love better. And you cannot know what love is until you know what it's not. It's one of my favorite sayings. Good karma, bad karma. All karma is good. You don't even have to say good. Karma is all you have to say. That's karma. And once you start learning from it, because it takes us, I'm sure, 1,050 lives before we go, oh, wait a second. Oh, wait, hold on a second. So, if something bad happens to you, you can feel like a victim. You can feel sorry for yourself. Why not? We've all done that. At some point, karma will tap you on the shoulder. And maybe you won't learn from it that time either. And you'll keep doing stuff for thousands of years until one time karma taps you on the shoulder and you think, maybe this is like a payback. Because I was a pretty crappy person. I was pretty mean to that guy. And now somebody's being mean to me and it feels like crap. Maybe I deserved it. And then you find yourself slowly trying anyway to be a better person. I don't know if that makes sense to you. Sometimes I understand how I think or I feel or what I know, but I'm not great at expressing it. Semantics can be very, very tricky. So I'd like you to let me know, does that make sense? That karma is simply karma. There's no good or bad. It's all wonderful because it's giving us the gift of understanding and the opportunity to change a little pee-pee step at a time. Thanks for letting me talk. There's gonna be more. I have so much to say. I really hope you'll comment though. I'm looking forward to reading what people think about what I'm saying. And again, I don't expect you to understand it completely like I'd like you to, or even agree with me. You might think I'm an absolute crazy woman. But I still want to hear what you have to think, okay? So comment down below, and thank you for listening.